Hey guys, this is Dylan again with Java Technology Solutions. So today I'm going to make a video on OPNsense. I'm by no means an expert with it, but I've worked with it enough to be familiar. I've gotten a few questions from people so far about how it works and what it does, and how hard is it to set up. So I'm going to quickly go over a quick setup on how you do the basics. So right now I'm using VMware Workstation to do this with. So we're going to go up here and click the power on this virtual machine. It's going to take a second to load. And so just so you know, I used the AMD 64 with the DVD ISO file when I downloaded it from the website. And really quick, I'm going to go up here and turn off my NIC cards, because what you can end up doing, which I've done already, is you can end up forgetting to plug in your, if you have your cable plugged into the back already and the OPNsense firewall auto assigns the interfaces, then the firewall can incidentally become a rogue DHCP server. So what I was doing was I was playing around with it, and I had already had it plugged in, and the firewall configuration automatically configured it as a DHCP server, and so I lost internet connectivity on all of my devices in my office. So be careful not to do that. I would basically keep it unplugged until you're ready to use it as a DHCP server. So right here, you can just let it do its thing. You don't have to press a button. And I'm also, in a moment, I'm going to go ahead and add in another NIC card so that we can have a WAN interface and a LAN interface. Alright, so here is where I skip. So right here you can press a key, and then, so right now I only have one interface, it looks like. So I'm going to hit no on that, and then I will assign my WAN interface as the EN0, even though it's just as a virtual network interface, so it's not going to connect to anything at the moment. And then the LAN is going to have nothing at the moment. Alright, so we're going to click yes on that. And then I'm going to be getting a DHCP address on my WAN interface from my internal network. Alright, so we're going to go ahead, instead of logging in as root, I'm going to go ahead and do the installer. So you can run it as a live disk, or however you want to phrase that, or you can actually install it to the hard drive that you have installed on your physical box or your virtual box. So I'm going to go ahead and type installer, and then the default is OPNsense, OPNsense, and then hit enter, and then it'll go ahead with the process of actually installing it to your hard drive. Accept these changes. I'll do a guide installation. We want to install it on the DA0, and I'm going to do MBR mode. You can choose whichever one you want. Alright, yeah. Alright guys, so now we're back to the point where we can start working again. So I'm just going to create a random password for this. Well, I say random password. Alright, so we're going to put in a password, hit accept, and then now at this point I'm going to go ahead and remove the ISO file. Okay, and then we're going to hit reboot. Alright guys, so our box just reloaded and we come down to this interface right here. So you have the WAN interface, which I've already assigned to EM01, which is a virtual NIC. So what we're going to go ahead and do is assign those interfaces so we can get up and running. So you're going to hit 1, and then you want to configure VLANs now. If you have VLANs, you can. I don't for this case, so I'm not going to do it. Alright, and then we want EM0 to be our WAN interface, so you type EM0. And then for into the LAN interface, we want EM1. And then for option interfaces, I'm just going to leave that blank. And then we hit yes to assign those. And so it's going to reconfigure that. Alright, and then we're going to go ahead and hit 2 to assign interfaces. So EM0 can be left at DHCP since it's a WAN interface. You want it to automatically get an IP address from your ISP. So we're going to do 1, which is our LAN interface. Configure IPv4 for DHCP. No, we're going to statically assign that an IP address, which is going to be 192.168.2.1. Alright, so here you want the address. This is going to be the actual address to get to your firewall internally on your internal network. And then for the bit count, you want it to be 24 because this is for your entire Class C network. And then we can just leave the upstream gateway default. And then I don't use IPv6 because I don't need to. If you need it for whatever reason, by all means go for it. But I'm gonna hit no here. And again, no. And I'm not gonna configure IPv6. And do you want to enable the DHCP server on the LAN? I'm gonna hit no because I don't want this to become a rogue DHCP server. I don't have the IP guard set up on my Cisco switch, so I'm not gonna do it. And do you want to revert to HTTP? I'm gonna hit no here because you want to always use HTTPS to get to anything on the web whenever you're using a web browser. Alright, so that's giving you your web address to get to the firewall. And so that's basically it. From here, you would just simply, if you have a flat network with no VLANs, then you would simply plug. You can do it wirelessly or wired. You plug a computer in, make sure to get some IP address, and then you would just go to the 192.168.2.1 to get to your firewall. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope this helped somebody out there. I know a lot of people have had trouble with this, and so hopefully this helps. But thank you very much, and thanks for watching.